Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope you're looking after yourselves on this pretty wet Wednesday evening. Got quite a lot to get into in this video. We talk a little bit around a major injury for a first team player. We talk about obviously the big breaking news of this morning, talking about how Spurs obviously have a buyback clause on Harry Kane. We'll talk a little bit about that as well as the update as to what the buyback clause actually looks like. We've got an update around Heung-min Son and a contract renewal, as well as Daniel Levy's comments about the stadium name. So lots to get into, and I'm going to jump straight in with the first teamer that is out injured. It's a really sad one, unfortunately. So it came out today, I think it was just early lunchtime, that Ivan Perisic had ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament, his ACL, in a non-contact injury in training. And yeah, it's a massive shame. It really, really is. That versatility we're definitely going to miss. I mean, he was pivotal to our comeback against Sheffield United as well. You know, the whole, getting obviously the assist for Richarlison's goal. Obviously playing the ball, he got a pass to the assist for the second goal for Kulusevski. So it is such a shame. It's something that I think we're going to really miss, if I'm honest. That ability to play an attacking position, but obviously give you the ability to give you more defence, really. He's still fantastic taking players on the wing. He plays left back, he plays left wing, plays right wing. I tell you what, if you asked him to play centre mid, he probably could do that as well. So it really is, I think, a massive loss. And yes, it was his last year of his contract. Yes, he may have moved on in January, but that's not important. It's a massive loss for us. I mean, hopefully for Ivan's sake, he does get back for the Euros in the summer, because obviously massive part of Croatia and what they do, really. But I think for us, it's definitely something I think we're going to have to look to either add a player in there to kind of give us a little bit of juice, or potentially what I might think might happen is they might say to Brian Hill, look, you've got a few months of an audition here. You've obviously got the opportunity to play a little bit of left wing for us, because I think left wing, I would play him left wing personally for me. I see him being better over on the left hand side than the right hand side. And you might actually find that he's a player that suits this attacking football, this high press football. That player in Brian is energetic, high press. Gives you a lot of energy when we're on the ball, and something that I think potentially could really suit him. So one man's loss is another man's gain, as they say, but it is such a shame to lose a player like that, and for an injury like that as well. Horrible for him, but hey. We'll move a little bit on to the Heung-min Son story. So I talked in a video previously that Spurs want to renew Heung-min Son and basically give him, as I call it, a bit of a loyalty top-up. You've stayed with us, you're the captain, now let's give you a contract. Now, pretty much probably the last contract he'll get at Spurs. And 90 Minute Football have said that Tottenham Hotspur are looking to tie down club captain Heung-min Son, and the long-term agreement is expected to be reached by Christmas. So still got a couple months away, but I don't really see this being much of an issue, if I'm honest. Sonny loves Spurs. We love him, obviously. It still offers us a lot of versatility as well. Plus him being a captain, you can really see the leadership really coming out of him. It's quite fun. I think a lot of people didn't want him to be captain in the summer, and actually a few games in, we can all see why he is captain. And no issues with the contract. No, more, I think, deserved, just to say the least. Definitely shows you a lot more love for Tottenham than other people do. Okay, and that's not a dig about who I'm about to speak about. I promise, Harry Kane. So Harry, obviously moved to Bayern Munich in the summer. Not a shock, I know. If you're wondering where he's been, where's that Harry? I see a number 10 out there, but it's not him. Yeah, he's gone to Bayern. He's in Germany. He's playing tonight, I'd assume it's Man United. I haven't seen the teams. I was watching the Real Madrid game in the first half. Really boring first half of football. I don't think Union Berlin moved past about 35 yards out away from their own goal. But on the Harry Kane situation, yes, Daniel Levy did announce that there was a buyback clause at the fan forum. We didn't know what it was, when it was when it could be activated, what figure of money and things like that. Sky Sports have a bit of an update on that, and they've said that regarding the Harry Kane buyback clause, Spurs will have the first option to sign Harry Kane should he return to the Premier League in the future. There's no fixed price, but should Bayern accept an offer from another English club, Spurs would have the opportunity to match the fee. Well, if I'm honest, Bayern Munich pretty much held Robert Lewandowski hostage when he wanted to move to Barcelona, so I wouldn't hold out much hope for that. There's talk about how Daniel Levy's relationship with Harry Kane's relationship with Daniel Levy is a bit strained, but I've seen worse sporting relationships between a star player or an owner or a coach and then come back together and it work. So I don't see that being all that much of an issue. What I would say is Bayern, I think, don't want to sell to Spurs because they think, potentially we might muck them around. And honestly, I've always said I thought he'd be 2 years in Germany, he'd look to come back to England, get the Premier League goal scoring record. He's won a few trophies, all that sort of thing. But hypothetically, Man United, right? They signed Højlund. Maybe Højlund turns out to be half decent. He's quite young, spent a lot of money on him. They want to give him a go. Man City have got Haaland. Liverpool have got an abundance of attacking players in like Nunez and Gakpo and Jota and Salah. You've got Arsenal. Obviously, he's not going to go to Arsenal, and he said he's not going to Chelsea because you've used Chelsea like Arsenal. So when you look at Spurs, if we play the hypothetical game, let's say it goes well, maybe we replace him with a striker who then hits the ground running. Where would he find an opportunity to come back to England? Is it going to be someone from Newcastle? And then it's like, you really actually sacrifice that. Just go back, just go somewhere that, has no interest in winning the league. I'm not saying Newcastle do, but you get my idea. To a team that isn't in the top six, just because you want to get the goal scoring record. And he won't do that. And, to be this close to the goal scoring record, when you think about it, it's probably like 2-3 years worth of football. It'd be a real shame for his career in terms of that, because I think no one's going to remember him winning a Bundesliga. No one's going to remember him winning a German Super Cup or a German Cup. You get remembered for the goal scoring record. So I'll be interested to see, a couple of years' time, what happens. Maybe City have to move on from Haaland. Haaland wants to move to another club. There you go. Kane's the guy that they'll probably go for. Maybe Højlund doesn't work at Man United and Man United need to get him, because I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems to think that Man United would have signed absolutely everyone under the sun. By the way, his NDA has clearly expired because he is talking absolute hot garbage about how Man United were this great negotiating team, this great team. Ole's delusional. Ole's at the wheel, but he's delusional. And lastly, I just want to talk a little bit about the stadium naming rights. And Daniel Levy, he's kind of said, he talked about how it's a difficult process. COVID interrupted it because you want companies to come in and visit the stadium, visit on game day, visit, all these sort of things around the stadium, and you're not going to get the idea if the stadium's locked off because of COVID. He said since after that COVID situation, he said, we've taken a decision as much as we would like the right sponsor, it's really important to build our name globally. All the events that we've had at the stadium have just enlarged the profile of this club, which is right. You think of the NFL, you think of boxing events, you think of, the musical events that we have there, all these things play a huge part. The price has probably gone up in terms of what Spurs value that stadium name at. So if that's the case, it's going to cost more, and obviously it's good for us. And to be honest, we've waited 3 and a bit years. What's a little bit longer? As much as I was getting annoyed about it, I actually thought about it. If we just waited a little bit longer, we'd probably get the deal that we want. And let's be honest, we don't exactly need the money right this second. So why don't we take our time and get the money that we want? He said, so for us, it's about finding the right sponsor in the right sector at the right price. And in the meantime, unless we get that, we won't put a name on the stadium. It's a fair play. He's honest about it. He said, look, we want to try and do it. We want to get someone in, but we're not just jumping for the sake of jumping. You look at Arsenal Stadium, for example, the Emirates. It's been around for nearly 20 odd years now. That name has stuck. Everyone knows that. No one knows it as the Arsenal Stadium. They know it as the Emirates, People don't know the City of Manchester Stadium. They know it as the Etihad. So it can stick, but it has to be right. And it can't be something you just force, He did talk about the ticket prices as well. And he says, we haven't put ticket prices up until recently, despite the fact they've been fixed for over 4 years. That's our general ticket prices. Premium ticket prices have gone up during the period. We face increased costs. We've absorbed as much as we can, but you're right. If we had other sources of income, maybe we wouldn't have to do it. But we're in a highly competitive industry, and everything we do is to maximise the income to invest in the team. I guess that, in theory, having your stadium name would probably help that situation, I guess. That's probably the only thing I could say about that. But hey, it's one of those things that you're probably trying to swim upstream without a paddle or a board or anything like that. It's a bit difficult. So, hey. Hey guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section below about the Pires situation. Who do you think stepping up to replace him? the Kane buyback clause. Would you want him back? What do you think the cost would it be if he didn't? Why do you think we shouldn't go for him? Obviously, Sonny getting a new contract. Thoughts, opinions on that, and obviously Daniel Levy's comments from the fan forum. It seemed to be like a really good fan forum. I feel like people got a lot from it personally. But hey, subscribe to the channel if you are new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.